Good morning,
Wonderful.
everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Jason. This is my colleague Paul. We are presenting to you today our very first crash course for the year. It's a new year, new you. So we're hopefully maximizing our business potentials this year. It will be a slide deck presentation, but with a little live demo or a little live, kind of showing new features as well with Vinoshipper. And I will let Paul take it away from here.
Yeah, wonderful. My name is Paul Swigger. I'm the business development manager here at Vinoshipper. We're really excited to be able to speak with you about our first crush course and optimizing your business for 2025. We're going to stay at a high level on some things and then really start to focus in on some of the demo and a little bit of a platform deeper dive here as we work through. The first portion of our crush course today is to just talk a little bit about annual goal setting and some strategic planning that we feel our clients should be taking a look at overall at the start of the year. We're the first month into the year, and it's always good to be able to start looking at those. So the first topic I think we should focus on is the annual goal setting, and what does that look like for you? We're not here to tell you how to run your business. We are here to discuss what we see in the marketplace as best practices and what you should be looking at as the year begins. So, for annual goal setting, what does that look like for you? Is it a focus on growth of your DTC marketplace? Is it opening of your first location or potentially your second location? And maybe you're looking to see how you can best tackle your local market, expand your reach, looking into some of those kind of things. I really like the idea of having a BHAG. One of that is taken from Jen Collins' book, Built to Last. It's a big, hairy, audacious goal, what you're going to be looking at to tackle into 2025. And that could be as simple as, well, and as complicated as it is in this marketplace, but looking to hire and maintain qualified staff, training of that new staff. What are you starting to reach out to your current employees? Or maybe you're just a team of one or two people that are looking to expand that. So taking a look at that annual goal setting and having a clear vision for what 2025 is going to bring to your business. And taking a look at your revenue streams is always incredibly important as you start to look towards that annual goal setting. Is that something where you're going to be looking at year over year numbers and seeing what improvements can be made, or maybe what fat can be trimmed from your business? And when we look at that, we always like to think of two main revenue streams are going to be your club and your on-site, whether that's tasting room or maybe you have an urban space or a satellite, and being able to take a deeper dive into that and look, is it going to be focusing on expanding your tasting room? Is it going to be looking at focusing on your club, or a amalgamation of both? Being able to really tackle that and just take, this first portion of the year to look at what those true annual goal settings are going to be. So we'll keep it kind of high level here. Again, we're not here to tell you how to run your business, but just always have that in mind. And right on top of that is costing. A lot of times that's overlooked. As we like to think that there is a quiet time in this industry, I don't really believe there is. There's peaks and valleys, maybe, but I don't think it's ever very, very quiet for any of us, especially during this kind of January. It might be slower between releases. Maybe the tasting room's a little quieter, but taking a look at your COGS and making sure that you're taking a look at maybe price resetting based on year over year numbers, cost of goods overall, and how that works towards your margin and works towards your bottom line. The other side of that is revenue target planning. Take into account the seasonality of your business. I've spoken with a lot of different clients who are concerned about the valleys, but never take into account the peaks. So this can be a seasonal business based on when your club is running, when you're capturing in some of that revenue. And I like the idea of segmenting it into quarters, into months, into pre-release, release, post-release, and being able to take a look at that revenue targeting. It's a big whale, and how do you eat a whale is one bite at a time. So make sure that you're breaking that up. Another side of that is our marketing calendar. These are key to continuing to engage with your clients and plan. So plan, plan, plan. The formatting of a marketing calendar is key. How you're keeping that information, what team members you have involved in that marketing calendar is also key to make sure that everybody is unified, make sure that the goals are clearly identified for you. And then what you're going to target to create that proper content. As much as we like to think of every opportunity as a selling opportunity, sometimes it's just pure engagement and building your brand story and building how you are engaging with your clients. And I think that is also part of your marketing calendar. So it's not always a sell opportunity, but maybe it's just a brand build opportunity as you look towards how you're identifying those. And then always look to that, kind of win back campaign. People who haven't visited in a while, are you targeting that as part of your marketing calendar to be able to grow re-engagement, or capturing people who haven't been into the tasting room, the winery, haven't ordered from you in a while, checking in with them and make sure that they know that you're still here in the marketplace, that you have events coming up, and planning that calendar so you know that your team is unified on your messaging and your engagement. And then finally, always the solution evaluation. What's working for you? What's not working for you? What's desired? What can be added or trimmed out as you look into your solutions? And when I say solutions, I'm specifically talking about, your point of sale, your e-commerce, how you're engaging that DTC business and what you're looking to bring on. And that can be something as complicated as a new point of sale system or redoing a website, or it can be something add on. Are you spending additional time in MailChimp? Are you spending additional time with Simply Texting that Vinoshipper is integrated with recently? Are you starting to pursue that? So those are kind of the ideas that we like to cover in this strategic planning, just to take a breath, just to take a look at it, to make sure that you're reevaluating your business as you come in to the beginning of 2025. It already feels like we've been here for a year now. It's only January. But, being able to take that pause, look at some strategic planning, and make sure that you are kind of circling the wagons around your business. 2024 was a challenging year, so was 2023. We're looking at some upside in 2025. Hopefully, you all were able to take a look at our year-end report that we released with Win during a webinar a couple weeks ago, and being able to take a look at that. And Jason, I believe you were up here.
Yes. So, turning our attention now to our actual Vinoshipper accounts. So, strategic planning, of course, now getting into more of a focus and a deep dive on what your account is doing for you. Polishing up, great time of year to start thinking about polishing your accounts, thinking about where your emails are going. So, we'll talk about quickly our registered users, our email organization, our devices. I'm going to exit this slide and go to an account. Are we checking in with our account and notifications? Where is communication going? Communication, of course, being a key part of our businesses. Are they all going to the person that it needs to be going to? And do people still even work at our organizations? So going through and making sure that all of these look correct, that people are getting the information. Looking at your registered users, I say this constantly if you've been to any one of my welcome classes. If a team member touches your Vinoshipper account, they should have their own login. So managing our team members. If we're still just a team member one and doing it all, or if we're lucky enough to have a team that does different things, make sure they have their own logins. So we all know who's touching what, who's changing things, so on and so forth. And then, of course, with our POS system, because we do have a brand new POS that is ready for you to engage in your tasting rooms, you can check your devices, you can check your locations, you can make sure your receipts are looking the way that you want them to. So just really getting in, polishing your account for communications first and foremost. I'm going to go through a couple of things with discounting. But we want to make sure that if we do have discounts, they are active and good. And if they're not, deactivate them. Clean up your physical space, clean up your desktop, make sure that every information is accessible when you need it. So you're not scrolling and hunting and pecking to make sure that the things that you're using, are there or not. And then I'm going to turn it back over to Paul for a little references on our MailChimp integration.
Yeah, hopefully all of you know that we do have a MailChimp integration. There is some maintenance that needs to be done with that. And I think that comes in part to our engagement with your clients, making sure that your audience is segmented, making sure that you have a primary audience, and utilizing some segmentation strategies to make sure that you're reaching out to those clients that are on your mailing list. More importantly, well, maybe not more importantly, but hygiene when it comes to MailChimp and making sure that you um, are monitoring bounce rates. You're analyzing your engagement metrics. You're removing inactive subscribers. Just some general things that may not need to be stated, but it's always nice to kind of state the obvious here when it comes to it, is just a quick reminder or maybe a post-it note on the desk that prior to club release season or prior to managing your marketing calendar, you're taking a look at your MailChimp and being able to make sure that it is clean, the data is referenced, and all cleaned up as well. And I think that's really important to being able to engage your clients, including, those active subscribers and segmentation. Yeah, seems pretty simple, but nobody needs to be doing this, a week before their club release. So.
Just helpful reminders at the beginning of the year, as we always say. Next up, of course, we're going to kind of start to pull apart our platform a little bit more for you with new features and benefits. First up being our evolution of our POS system.
Yeah, absolutely. With the Vinoshipper point of sale system, it makes it really, really easy to have all of your data in one place. And you're going to hear me say this word data over and over and over again because I think it's so key to your business. But as you can see here, there's some really great metrics on an average order value over to the left of this screen and what's happening in the point of sale system. So your point of sale system is going to be your leading engagement tool. Vinoshipper does have a point of sale system that you want to be able to either use as you expand your state reach, as you start to use the club features that I'm sure Jason will talk about as we work through our crush course here. But being able to have those moments to be able to capture a client's data and maintain engagement. And your point of sale is almost always going to lead the charge there on your revenue stream. And having the benefits of having an integrated point of sale is everything is together all in one place. It makes it very clean, makes it very easy. And of course, there is that member recognition that's going to be key as well. So that your clients who are coming in and maybe they've joined the club online and coming into the tasting room for the first time, they're able to capture that. And we actually have a great feature on our point of sale system, which is just the scanning of a client's ID and to be able to capture that, or customer's ID and being able to capture that. And so the system is very, very simple to use. You're able to see a client profile. Thank you for advancing that slide, Jason. that, you want to be able to see your clients, see what their buying history is, see what notes that we have under those. It's really, really worthwhile to explore a fully integrated system. Beyond our own point of sale system, we do have integrations with Commerce 7 through a direct API and Orderport and Shopify as well. So as much as we'd love you to take a look at our point of sale system, if you already have something that's working for you, we do have those API integrations to simplify your business as well.
Yeah, so back to me. As Paul mentioned, Club Essentials. Um, Many of our producers are using our club features. Many of you already have existing clubs, hopefully. If you don't, never too early or too late to start a club. Um, Recurring revenue streams. That's really what a club
Yeah.
is about. Building that consistent revenue. And that just strengthens your business, strengthens your bottom line. I cannot say S words today, excuse me. But this chart is just from a Vinoshipper point of view, what our club does for your business. We have club models that are rigid, that, club manager comes in, they choose the bottles, they send them out. Pretty cut and dry, pretty simple to execute. But if you allow your customers to customize their club releases, we've across our platform seen about a 20% increase in those sales revenues just by allowing customization. Hopefully if you have a six bottle club, that means that maybe you've, done a tiny little kicker to encourage a 12 bottle sale rather than a six bottle sale. So, you get that club revenue going. You allow them just to, engage with you more, hopefully purchase more wine, which is, one of the big reasons you have a club. And also the structure of your club. What does that look like for you as a business? Some of us, we only make maybe 500 cases a year. So you really don't have a lot of bandwidth for another channel, as it were. Paul talked about earlier. You have your maybe on-site revenue, your e-commerce revenue, your club revenue. These are all three different streams. Do you have the inventory to support? What does that look like for your business? What does that look like for your numbers? So things to think about if you have a club or even if you don't have a club. Just thinking about how much inventory you can put towards that. And if you can support my gold standard personally, and what we see a lot in the industry, a club release of at least four times a year, six bottles per. If you're doing anything less than six bottles for a release, it's going to be challenging. You're going to see more attrition because shipping rates are insane, and you're going to have to waste more time getting people back in your club. So, what I always say in many of my classes, you can always pull down, it is impossible to pull up. So, I would always start with that gold standard, six bottles. If you can support it four times a year, if you can't, biannually is also very, very successful, and don't feel like that's something that you absolutely have to follow to a slavish degree. Whatever works for your business is the most important factor. If you find that four bottles once a year works for you, great. I want you to do that. I want you to continue building that revenue stream. Um, but structure, that's what we've seen works best. Member retention. It's actually kind of funny when we talk about club structure and member retention. Um, Old school models, we found, you don't talk to your club members. You
Right.
process that order, you ship it out, you don't say anything because you don't want them to remember that you exist. That's really not the case anymore. We know a little bit more about our customer psychology. Your club members are your biggest fans, your most rabid fans, and your biggest marketers for free. They will tell their friends who will tell their friends who will tell their friends. They will take them to your tasting room. They're not just in love with your product, they're in love with your brand and your story. So you want to engage with that. We've been talking about here at Vinoshipper, something that even we have forgotten. The sale's not over until the bottle's empty.
Love
So
that.
engagement means that you're engaging with them, hopefully to get that reorder. That's really what you want from that club order, right? You send out this wine. Maybe a month later, you send out a recipe card or a reminder that this is a new release to get them to pull those corks and call you back with a big fat reorder for a party that's coming up for them or holiday event or whatever. So engagement is key. What that looks like for you, I don't know. Like I said, I always engage with my clients with food because I love food a little too much. So recipe cards and suggestions, or, painting them a big picture of like, this is our rosé that's going to be perfect for those, nice warm August nights or whatever you need to do. But just a lot of different things for member retention. I talk a lot about these issues in my classes. I have a welcome class and I have a managing a club release class every single month. So if you want more information, you have your Vinoshipper account in that big black box that's in the upper left. There's classes and events. Click on that link. You can sign up for those. And we're of course doing this crush course on a monthly basis too. So keep a watch in that space for updates.
I think that
Um,
I think that's wonderful. I really like those classes, Jason. So I always learn
yeah,
something.
thank you. I try. But oh, and one other thing I wanted to go back to briefly in the account. So going to email templates. I will tell you, I work a lot with you folks, even one-on-one, and I will tell you every single time. I click your general emails for your order confirmation. It does not say anything. This is a huge marketing space that you're missing. This greeting is customizable. You can put whatever you want here. It's going to come preloaded with thank you for your order, but you can remind people of events coming up, new releases coming up, tasting hours, whatever you need. That's your space to type in. Make it yours. Make it sound like your business voice. You want to have consistency with your voice across any platform that you're using. So make sure that you're not letting this languish in the weeds as well. Our integration systems, we have MailChimp. We will be launching simple texting. No, that's been launched, right?
Yeah, simple texting's live. Absolutely. And when we talk about kind of our integration ecosystem, it really behooves our clients to be able to have a variety of different ways to skin the proverbial wine cat, right? So we do have integrations with MailChimp, as we discussed earlier. We will be adding Klaviyo here soon. Simple texting is live. The capabilities of simple texting are fantastic. I think of it as not just, again, a selling opportunity, but a client engagement tool to be able to tell someone to, hey, our team just tasted this bottle on a Thursday. We're going to send out a text message. Maybe it wasn't from your last club release, but one prior for that. So as we try to engage with our clients to empty out their sellers, so you work on your retention, so you work on your continued upsell. Simple texting is fantastic. We also have capabilities with Red Chirp that should be coming in soon. I really love the idea of being able to reach out to clients via text. I'm a big proponent of it. I'm a fan. Actually, I just saw that pop up in the chat. Thank you, Christine. We have some information on that integration that we can provide for simple texting, but it really is a great tool to be able to engage with your clients. I think it's just absolutely fantastic to kind of up your game when it comes to being able to jump into that. We will be getting, hey, there you go. Gosh, real-time answers. There you go. Thanks,
So
Jason. I
I
love
don't know
that.
if you don't all notice that if you go to account
Yep.
integrations,
And
click
integrations.
on the simple
Yeah.
texting box. There it is.
Yeah, and there's a pretty good YouTube video. It's got some dramatic like 1990s drama TV music that comes along with it. But it's a really great step through on how to get set up with simply texting and Red Chirp again coming soon. We will be releasing a reservation system as well within Vinoshipper to be able to accommodate that requirement for reservations, whether that's to your restaurant location, whether that's just to be able to book time into the tasting room itself. I live on the central coast of California, and I'm a big fan of being able to kind of lock in a tasting day when I'm able to steal my wife out for us to go tasting in our local wine area, and being able to just kind of format that through. So we're really looking forward to those reservation systems. And again, we will be having a next crush course on simply texting. So that's probably going to be our next crush course, is to really do a deeper dive into being able to text to be able to engage with your clients. So I think we're going to move on to one of my favorite parts, which is compliance and
But
man.
yeah, before we move on, Paul, one
Yeah.
thing that I forgot to mention that I wanted to mention and highlight really, 5 years ago, we were all shut in. We all got so creative. Maintain those spaces that you created, those videos that you created tasting, those videos that you created, making food while drinking the wine that you're going to pair the food with. People got so awesomely creative with videos and sending those out and just that level of engagement that can still work while we're in person. That can work with the engagement with your club members. So don't let those lie fallow
Great
in your
point.
fields. Redevelop those videos because they are gold, I will tell you. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Compliance management. So Vinoshipper is a compliance company, and we're able to offer a variety of different services. If you haven't heard recently, we've released compliance management services. So we call it CMS. Please send us an email if you're interested in it. We can manage a couple things. that takes off that burden of managing compliance so you can do what you actually got into this industry to do, to quote Arthur, our COO, is actually make great product, make great wine, and not spend your time dealing with compliance reporting, which can be the bane of existence for any winery, meadery, cidery, whoever, whatever kind of fermented beverage you like. Um, One thing that we're able to offer is integrations, whether that's through Vinoshipper or through Commerce 7 or Orderport or Shopify. And that data passes through to us. We capture that data. We're able to offer compliance checks. We're able to do return reporting, excise reporting. We can maintain and obtain your licensing. We kind of have a gold standard on the numbers that we've run that if you're doing over 10,000 sales in a state that you are currently shipping to, not your home state, but outside of that, it may be worthwhile to pursue your own direct to consumer license. And we can assist you with that from start to finish and renew those licenses as needed. Now, a lot of our clients, you're very familiar with uploading products to us. There are brand registrations that need to be done annually often, and we can help with the products there of being able to get those registered and assist with the TTB. You're always more than welcome to send us a quick email. I manage the compliance management services as a solution for our clients, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. I think it's a great benefit to be able to have 20 years experience in the compliance space as Vinoshipper has, and being able to offer this, whether it's a handful of states or obtaining new licenses or just offloading that burden of reporting, it's a great feature to be able to offer to our existing clients and to our new clients.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. That was
No, that's
very
fine. I'm
interesting.
happy to dive a little bit deeper. This is a little bit more of an explanation slide of what we do. So for our compliance management solutions, I'd focus here on that compliance management services on the far right with the multiple amount of X's that just kind of highlights the breadth of the services we offer. We always work with our winery clients to expand your states and be able to offer that expansion. So with that comes the compliance checks. It comes with reporting that either we do on your behalf, or if there is compliance that you're managing in-house that you'd like to offload, we're happy to tackle that for you. And again, the expansion to 40 plus states, the direct shipper permit applications, filing taxes and filing reports, whether that's just a volume reporting or an excise reporting. We really do offer a wide breadth of services that we always kind of like to highlight on being able to simplify and streamline your compliance obligations to remove kind of that administrative burden is the easiest way to say it. Nobody wants to spend time doing compliance. Well, some do. I do. But that's kind of my world.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you, Paul. So again, to switch gears back to the platform, I'm just going to highlight some of our recent features and some things that we've been polishing for you and for the platform. Discount structure has changed just a little bit. We've added some new features in discounting. So when you go to discounts and you click new automatic discounts or any discounts that you want to set up, it's still going to be fairly reminiscent. You still get the general information. The discount name now has a 16 character limit, but we have included a discount description if you need more characters. We have a different incentive. So now you still have product incentives, shipping incentives, and all that, but you also, in the product incentives, have the ability to have a dollar per unit for your product incentives. So rather than just being able to give a blank $10 off an order, you can say target it and put $10 off a bottle. And that discount would stack. If they buy two of those bottles, it'd be $20 off. A graduate discount rather than have it being very, very rigid in the past. Going down a little further, you can also isolate your discounts to specific states and zip codes in addition to specific products. So we've added that feature for specific targeting, helpful if you're running campaigns for specific states through your MailChimp account, things of that nature. We also have fees. So if you go back to discounts, you go back to new custom fees. We've had some jurisdictions in historic wine regions that have imposed, various taxes, regional taxes. So if that's something that you need to support your business, let's say you're based in Livermore, that has enacted their historic zoning for wines or whatever they called it. I can't quite remember. It's a 2% tax on transactions that are in this historic region, right? You can set that custom fee up in your Vinoshipper account now so that you don't have to scramble around figuring out how to do that off your books. The stored credit system has seen just a small tweak as well. When you are executing any cancellations or returns, you can cancel it and return it to a stored credit rather than their original payment, cash or charge. So just small changes um, in your accounts, but that. As they say, is that for us?
Yeah.
I've been Jason Myers, my colleague Paul Swigger. Does anyone have questions?
Yeah, Jason, we've got some things coming through the chat and some Q&A. So let's
Awesome.
run through the chat and we hopefully can answer some questions that come up. Let me see. Thanks for the patience as we work through some of these. Let me see. Do we have an integration with Square POS?
No, unfortunately. So as far as our integrations, Com7, those are API connections. As far as our POS, that is standalone. We don't have any integration with any POS. Not likely to have that anytime soon. Um, but yeah, for Square, two separate systems. As a shameless plug, I would say that our fees are a little bit better. We don't have variable credit card fees with our POS. It is a flat 2.9% credit card processing. I don't care if that's a tapped, swiped, manually entered, or coming through the internet payment. 2.9% credit card processing flat. Um, as far as our payment processor is Stripe.
Hmm.
So we use Stripe for payment. Our POS is only available at this time on Apple products. So if you are using an iPhone, you can use that tap to pay. If you are using an iPad, we do offer card readers at $70 per card reader.
Yeah.
Um,
And Apple
but
Pay or GPay available to add to the point of sale?
No, Stripe. So it's going to be a Stripe reader, or like I said, if you are using an Apple phone, the tap to pay function is you are able to enable that on your iPhones.
Yeah. And then a question
Um,
from Matt Poole about collecting emails in person at our winery, but we don't get a way too granular about the customer profile. Any suggestions on how to create good segmentation?
when you're collecting, are you doing it from just a rack card, or is this in person? Um, Making notes on a customer profile, I would say.
That's
If
key.
you're inputting it from our POS, if you're inputting a brand new customer, we have a notes section. So just a quick note, maybe if you have the time, if your employees have the time with engagement, they're already collecting this information anyway. Where you're from, what are they liking? So if they're able to just make quick notations while they're getting that information, while they're setting up that customer account, the notes can be invaluable.
Yeah. Everybody seems to put in they have a dog note on, they like dogs. For
And
some reason, I see that
that
so
could be
often. It
that
could
could be
be
great.
it could be acceptable. There are some conversations coming through the Simply Text. We are going to be offering our next crush course on Simply Text. We did walk through a little bit of the integration, which can be found on your user interface under integrations, and there's some general information there. More than welcome to shoot us an email as well. We can dive into getting that set up and how it works. As far as the new number, I'm not exactly sure if they'd give you a new number or how that works, but we can dive into that as well. Um,
For Janelle McPhail, unfortunately, if you're talking about the label registration process for states like Michigan, Montana, so on and so forth, It can take 6 to 12 weeks for those approvals. So unfortunately, we submit the paperwork, the states process it as they will. I wish there was a way to speed that process up, but sometimes it just does take that long to approve the new vintage. I apologize for that. As far as shipping to wholesalers, retailers, you are able when you set up a customer account in your Vinoshipper account to note if it's a wholesaler. So, yes, you can ship to wholesalers, retailers. If you have more questions about that, hit us up customer service at vinoshipper.com. Um, and then customization of the order confirmation. Sorry if I'm talking too much, Paul.
Please.
I'm going to switch back to your Vinoshipper account. If you go to account and you go to email templates, Donald, these are where you're going to find all of the emails coming from Vinoshipper servers to your customers. A lot of that has to do with our club release process. And for more information on that, come to my class. Shameless plug. But anytime a customer comes through your catalog page, makes a successful order, they will get this order confirmation. Okay. And this is basically what it's going to look like. It's going to have your logo right here at the top. It's going to have hi their name, a greeting, and then all of this information here. Their order number, a few reminders, extreme weather things, some delivery option information, their order summary, and that's it. Anything that you see with a broken blue line, you click on that, you can customize that greeting. So that can be a marketing space for you. Only text, but you can tell people your operating hours. You can tell people upcoming events, things of that nature. I hope that answered the question for everyone. Let's see. Can we sort on notes? So at this point for reporting, no, there's no notation sorting. Um, I don't know how we would do that, but you would go to the customer profile to be able to look at those notes. Let's see.
And let's see, we've got a question about shipping to wholesaler or retailers.
Oh yeah, so you would go to when you're setting up that customer account. I answered that question before.
Thank
For
you.
more information, hit us up in customer service. But yes, you are able to denote an account as wholesale and retail. And if you actually go to the knowledge base, if you click on your help tab and click knowledge base and type in wholesale retail into the search bar, it will pull up an article that will give you a step-by-step direction on that as well.
Perfect. Some questions regarding the Red Chirp integration. It is coming soon. Red Chirp is another texting opportunity for you to engage with your clients. It is a wonderful, wonderful system. They absolutely allow for a very clear and concise brand voice. They allow for different users, so you can kind of have that client journey, that customer journey all the way through. And we should be able to have that Red Chirp integration. I can say coming soon. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver on that timeline, but I definitely would check out Red Chirp and Simply Texting. It is a great way to increase sales and increase customer engagement throughout. Matt Poole, regarding your information capture at time, it's in person. We ask for city and state on paper. Maybe just try to do a little bit deeper of a dive there to segment those clients. It is really truly how you want to engage with your clients, and maybe it's not all the end all be all for email segmentation, but being able to make sure that you're capturing it and at least getting a little bit of depth of notes. A little further on, there is
Two arts. Oh, go ahead. Oh, sorry. If you were.
oh, from Tiffany Anderson for the Simply Texting. They should be able to have a separate opt-in or opt-out for it, I believe. So that would be something you might want to check onto the website to provide some more information there. Let's see, sort on notes section.
I addressed that one already. Ben Studer, for the QuickBooks integration coming. That is coming. We do not have integration with bookkeeping software at this point, but that is something that is on the horizon.
Mhm.
Um, to Art, our POS enterprise capability to manage multiple locations. Actually, you can input multiple locations for your POS. So if you're in state, if you're on your license, and you need to add a location, you would go to your account, POS settings, click on the locations tab, you will be able to add new locations from this screen and be able to sign into those locations from your device. So yes, I hope that answers the question. Let's see, what was the other one? Table mapping? No. Food features and table mapping. We don't really have that piece. We built it for kind of more of a traditional tasting room. We understand that many of you have, tasting rooms and restaurants and things of that nature, but at this point, no, we don't have table mapping. It's more of conventional winery POS. Um, let's see. Update on the complete DTC light release. Do we have any information on that?
I don't at this time. I'm happy to kind of chase that one down for you, and we can follow up with some emails on what that's going to look like.
Let's see. Customized orders, not a filter at this point in time. They are denoted by the star, of course, but no, we do not have the customized orders as a filter. We can log that as a feature request. And unless anybody else has any questions, I think we have hit the end of that. And unless Paul, there's something else that you want to go through?
No, thank you for everyone joining us. We're looking forward to the further pursuit of our crush courses. We hope you join us on the next one that'll be diving into the simply texting. And thank you for being a partner with us. Thank you for trusting us to be able to expand to your states compliantly and work with us as you have historically.
Oh.
We really rely on our referrals.
And Remy, I see that you have a question. We'll take one more before we hit it. Uh, I'm sorry, what shot dollar discounts on total spent? I'm not, I don't quite understand that. I'm sorry. Oh, what about dollar discounts? As far as?
Perhaps he's referring to discounting on total dollar spent at time of checkout, as opposed to dollar discount from the unit itself. So is
So,
that
oh
what
yeah,
you're
so that is still a discount option. You can take a dollar off the entire transaction. Yes. But we've also added a per unit dollar discount. So this is in addition to. And yes, it is cumulative. So if you put a dollar discount on a bottle, that bottle would be $10 off every time they purchased that bottle. So they bought six bottles.
Yeah, I think that.
So yes, you can put in the parameters for like you can if they get to a certain dollar amount, you can take dollar off. That's always been something that you can do. Um, sorry, my words are not working for me right now. So for discount, new automatic discount, if you wanted to do that, dollar off. So your minimum dollar value would be 100,
Mhm.
and your incentive would be a product discount of $1. However, that would not be cumulative. So if they ordered $200 worth of product, it wouldn't be $2 off. You can set that, but as we grow, as we change, we will get that sophisticated. But as of right now, the minimum dollar value or the order quantity are your triggers. Does that answer the question, Remy?
That's the question.
Perfect.
There we are.
Sorry, it took me a while to get there. Sorry about that. Uh, I can be a little special. I will log that as a feature request as well. Again, please keep pestering us with this because we don't change, we don't grow without your input. So,
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We try to be as responsive as we can. So,
well, thank you, everyone. I think that is it. Yes,
yeah, looking forward to the
Paul,
next one. Jason, thanks for spending the
I think
morning
we
with
did a
me.
great
Thank you
job.
all for spending the morning with us.
Oh, sorry, Elizabeth. I see someone raise their hand. Or is that just, am I crazy? No? If you have
Unmute Elizabeth.
questions, Customer service at Vinoshipper.com. Hit us up. We are here 7 days a week, 8 to 5 Pacific Coast time. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of the day. We'll look forward to the next one.
Bye.